Hi everyone, my name is Colton Romero. For my final project, I decided to talk about the Veterans of Foreign Wars program. Veterans who come home from war are supposed to be taken care of by our government and helped out with all their healthcare needs. But anytime I ever hear anything about the VA system, it never has anything good. My grandpa served and was always having trouble with the VA system, but at the time I was too young to really understand anything going on about it. So he really is the inspiration and why I wanted to do this project. The goal of the VFW is to help former servicemen and women navigate through the tough system that the VA is. Since its founding in 1899, the VFW has enacted many programs and services geared to meet the current needs of America's service members, veterans, and military families, as well as to meet community needs worldwide. VA claims assistance, legislative advocacy, troop support programs, youth activities, community service, and scholarships are just a few of the ways the VFW works to give back to those who have given so much for all of us. There are currently a total of 100 different VFW posts located all around Colorado in all the different counties. One of the biggest things that the VFW does here in Colorado is give out grants to people who need it. The reason they do this is because they understand that the VA takes a lot of time to get things done and they don't really think it's fair. Now you may ask the question, where do they get the funding to give out all these grants? Well, the VFW works completely off donations. On their website you have the choice of how much you want to give and if you want it to be done at a one-time donation or a monthly one. The benefit for someone who donates is that they get recognized in a monthly issue from the VFW, so it can be a good way to promote your business, or if you're in the giving mood and just feel like being a good person, it can be a good way for some good karma. One thing that the VFW does that really stuck out to me is all the advocacy that they do for women veterans. To gauge how well the VA is serving women veterans, and to identify areas where it needs to improve, the VFW Women's Veterans Advisor Team commissioned a survey of women veterans to collect direct feedback from women veterans around the country. After analyzing survey responses and direct feedback from nearly 2,000 women veterans, the VFW has identified multiple recommendations to improve VA healthcare, outreach, training, and homeless programs around the nation. In 2018, Colorado finally opened up its gleaming, state-of-the-art, and highly anticipated medical center. But the Department of Veteran Affairs Medical Center in Colorado is also more than $1 billion over budget. After more than a decade of delays and cost overruns, the VA officially opened its most expensive medical center in 2018. The Rocky Mountain Regional VA Medical Center in the suburb east of Denver is a sprawling complex of 12 buildings across 31 acres. Originally, this medical center was supposed to open up in 2013, but the building couldn't be complete on time due to the VA in Washington. According to 9 News, this project took 14 years to complete and cost from initially estimating $321 million to a staggering $1.73 billion as of its opening. If the VA is put into place to help veterans around the nation, then why is there a need for organizations like the VFW? I did my own research and found some things out that were quite shocking. Although I was unable to get an interview with anyone part of the actual organization or anyone affiliated with the VA, I spoke with a veteran who fought in the Vietnam War. He would like to stay anonymous, but he did give me some great insight into the problems dealing with the VA right now. When I first asked him about the VA system, he hit me with, "Oh God, where do I even begin? Talk about a joke." So when I first heard this, it wasn't a huge surprise to me because I'd always heard my parents talk about how bad it was trying to get my grandpa an appointment with the VA. But at the time I was always too young to really grasp the concept. He continued by saying, every time I try calling the VA to get an appointment that is supposed to be covered, there's always a new excuse with them. The doctor that I need to see is out of town. He's booked out 2 months in advance. It gets to the point that he just goes and sees a doctor that isn't within the VA system, which he ends up paying out of pocket. I found an interview on YouTube that takes a deeper dive into the ongoing problems that plague the VA system.
Well, Nick McSwain says he knows what they're doing because he used to do it.
I used to do the same job that the people that are answering those phones are doing. They were basically directing us to pretty much go exactly opposite of what the regulations state.
McSwain says he quit his job as a VA scheduler in the Tampa Bay area earlier this year to clear his conscience.
It's possible that I could be responsible for one of those people's deaths and not even know it.
McSwain said he was trained to log when veterans want to be seen, but when those desired dates did not match up with what was available, he said his managers told him to stop.
When it's more than 14 days difference, it pops an alert on those supervisors. And what the supervisors were doing, not all of them, what they were doing, they would come, hey, why'd you put that as the desired date? Well, that's what the patient wanted, and that's how we were trained. Oh, well, no, don't do it like that.
After the VA scandal broke last year, revealing deadly delays across the nation, McSwain says his managers told him to stop generating those wait time alerts. He says they told him to ignore the veterans' requests, book whatever's available, and claim that's what the veterans wanted, even if it's months down the road.
When it says, what is the patient's desired date? Instead of using that date, we use the date of the appointment that we actually give them. That way, it shows no gap.
And he claims veterans who complained had to wait even longer.
Vets that should have been seen like at a top priority passed over because of the way providers feel about them. Like, oh, I hate that guy. Oh, that guy's annoying.
And in the call centers, McSwain said his former coworkers made them wait even more by evading the hold alert.
They've implemented a system to where if you sit on hold for too long, it'll give you the option to request a callback. Right before the recording would get to that step, the clerks would pick up the phone and put it back on hold and hang it down again, and it resets that timer.
And he says veterans' consults to see specialists piled up until they disappeared.
Literally pushed in a drawer?
Yeah. There's been times where stacks of consults have disappeared, and people, where'd all the consults go?
Again, he claims this all played out after the VA promised to change its ways and restore our trust. And as he thinks back on his time as a VA scheduler, Nick McSwain breaks down in tears.
These are just some of the little examples that I was able to find that have plagued our VA system for years. I hope you guys enjoyed my project, and thanks for watching.